Alright guys, well this is a bit of an unusual video for me. I'm at my cousin's house and he hired me to redo his master bathroom shower. So here's a quick look of what it looks like beforehand. Alright, well first thing we have to do is get this shower door off. I knew better than that. Putting some tape over the drain so you don't get debris down. Alright, so here's where I'm at right now with about, I don't know, 85%, 90% of the demo done. He originally wanted me to put in a built-in shelf right here, but obviously this is an outside wall and I don't recommend removing any insulation. So I need to talk to him and see if he wants to put one right over here, which would be sort of underneath and to the right of the shower head. That's pretty much our only option. On this side we have switches for the lights and the fan in the bathroom, so I don't really think that it'd be a good idea to tap into that wall either. I mean, you could, but I don't really feel like having to deal with rewiring or rerouting the wiring. So yeah, I'm gonna try to talk him into doing it right here. Okay, that box is going to be way too heavy. There we go. The whole curb is moving. There it is. Alright, well, I'm going to have to redo my drain tape here. Can't get this curb to do it. So they didn't even use a 2x4 on this. Oh, need a bigger hammer. Alright, I got the floor out. Unfortunately, in my experience, the way that we used to build these, it is not easy salvaging this. I mean, the rubber pan is glued to the inside of this drain assembly, and then the drain assembly is usually also glued to the rubber pan, even though you don't have to do that. You just fold it down into there, put this one on, and you screw it on with a couple screws. But as far as I can tell, this one is completely clamped on there. I think I might just clean this up as much as possible and put the new pan over it and glue the crap out of it to this edge, and then hope that will suffice, because yeah, it should. I've done it before and I haven't had any problems with it. It's just a lot easier than having to deal with trying to pull that out. Now, as you can see, what they did is they put a thin cement floor to kind of offer a little bit of a pitch for the shower pan itself, and unfortunately the cement floor is wet in the corner where the seat was. It also is very wet down at the bottom where the shower door was. The problem here is they carried the sheetrock to the inside of the shower door. That was not smart, because water soaks into the grout lines and then soaks into the sheetrock, which is why you want cement board on the inside of the shower. Now, I am going to keep the sheetrock up above the shower head that's already there. That's not a big issue. They also had sheetrock come down about 5 inches below the shower head, but I can't see any issues there. It's not wet anywhere else except for in this one corner where there's a low spot here and in the curb area. Alright, day 2. Waiting for the glue to dry on the shower pan, and I've got the shelves roughed in, one tall one, one small one, because I didn't want to go too low. We don't need that having a problem. Anyway, so I ended up ripping open the package for the new faucet and shower head that he got, and it came with a whole new unit. And I am not a plumber. I have no idea what to do here. I don't have the tools to do any of this anyways with these old copper pipes, so I told them to go find, I mean, this is still a common size as far as I know anyways. You should be able to find faucets that you don't need to redo the whole freaking junction box for. So hopefully he will get that later today, but right now I'm going to start throwing up the board on the walls. Alright, morning of day 3. I did not get as far as I wanted to yesterday, mostly because of this. It took a lot longer than I anticipated it would. But as you can see, the walls are up. Seams are sealed. This one's still dry because it was so thick. And I got the level line ready to go around the perimeter, so I can start putting this floor on. 2 hours later, we have a shower floor. And luckily I had just enough cement. Now I get to go home and relax for the rest of the day and come back tomorrow and start setting tile. Okay, morning of day 4. Yesterday I completely forgot to bring the camera, so I didn't record anything, but as you can see, I've got most of this wall done, and today it's just banging out the rest. Just got a little bit up here, oh, back up, there we go, a little bit here, down the side. Of course, you saw those. I got the back wall done. The shower is bigger than it looks on camera, by the way. Got that done, so I'm really hoping today I can button it up. We're gonna wrap it around the edge here, so we're gonna come out here and on this front face, which is what these strips are for, and on this side. I'm really hoping I can get the floor and the curb done too. Unfortunately, things are slow going this morning, but I did get all the walls done now. I also have, let me back up here, I've wrapped the curb, because the last thing I'm going to do is put in the shower floor, so I want to get the curb in first, and then I also have the shelves done. They wanted some decorative tiles in the shelf. Kind of hard to see in this light, but looks pretty good. So yeah, everything is inside the shower is as done as it's going to get until I finish wrapping the door jambs, I guess. Unfortunately, these tiles are so big, my dry cutter can only cut them widthwise, because look how big these are. They're as big as a cutter. They won't even fit in there. So, yeah, these are probably the biggest tiles I've ever had to work with, so, which is why I'm not as prepared as I would like to be. So I've been having to use my saw to cut a lot of the length cuts, and that just adds a lot more time. It means I'm in and out of the house, out to the garage, cutting all the time. But, yeah, so time to put the head down and wrap this thing up, because I want to go home. My girlfriend's like, where you been? Come home, I need you. Yeah, I wish. Anyways, I'm going to keep moving. Give you an update soon. Peace. Alright, I am excited to be on the last day of this project. I did not plan on spending my whole week here during my week off, but whatever. Things don't ever go as planned. But anyways, as you can see, floor is set. Wasn't my idea to put a design in here, and it took way longer than it should have. But that's what happened, or that's what they wanted. One thing I don't really like about this though is that this pattern, these tiles here, are thinner, and you know, they're not as thick as these tiles, so they're kind of inset a little bit, which isn't the greatest for drainage, but they're so small that they're kind of a pain in the ass to try to get up any higher. Just have to take care of that here. Yeah, so gotta get all these spacers pulled out of the wall, and then we're gonna start grouting. I honestly thought that 2 tubes of this color matched caulking would be enough to do the main corners where walls connect. So we got 1, 2, and 3. But as you can see, 2 tubes of caulking only got about 6.5 feet up each one of these walls. So I guess I should have bought 3. But considering that, I mean, this is a 30-year-old house. These walls have been here the whole time. Nothing's new here, so I don't expect a whole lot of flex or anything. Although these 2 walls, this one here and this one here are interior walls, so they have the most likelihood of flexing, whereas these other two walls here are insulated outside walls. Anyways, well, time to mix and move on to actual grouting and make it look like I'm actually getting somewhere. Just this little bit right here, these 3 lines of caulking has taken me like 40 minutes because you can't go very quickly. This stuff sets up so fast, you can only do a couple linear feet at a time. And here we have the final result. Turned out pretty good. See if I can step on here without ruining anything. There's the in-wall cubbies. Yeah. Floor-to-ceiling tile makes it seem a lot bigger. On the outside, it's got the trim pieces that he bought. So yeah, I just gotta do one more final wash to get rid of this little coat of dust, and then I'm out of here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace.